Hare Krishna. So today's topic is why planets trouble us. We have to understand that the total creation consists two parts. One is material world and another part is spiritual world. These two parts are created by God. One, which is spiritual world, it is created for the pleasure of Lord. So Lord, he performs his pastimes and he actually stays in that spiritual world. That's his total three-fourths of the creation. And this material world is only one-fourth of the creation. We presently are in this material world. Now, this material world has designed for a specific purpose. As Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that Mamupetya Punarjanma Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. That this material world is actually Dukkhalaya. That means the abode of all sorrows, and ashashvat. It is temporary. It is not permanent. So why it has been created? It has been created for us to understand that we do not belong here. We belong to spiritual world, being servant of God or being in some relationship with God. We are supposed to serve God. So when we stay in this material world, all the activities of this material world, all the laws of karma, they have been designed in such a way to make us realize that this material world is not my actual home. It is not my real home. So when we suffer in this place, then we naturally ask the question that why am I suffering? Why do I have to become old? Why I sometimes become deceased? And why do I have to die? So when we ask this question, then we look towards the scriptures to understand the answers. There we find that Krishna speaks in so many places that in whatever consciousness you leave this body, according to that consciousness, you get next body. And if you remember me, you will come to my abode. So to run this material world, Krishna has arranged a government. It is called universal government. It is not government of some country. It is government of this universe. There are millions and millions of universe which are coming out of the pores, these pores of Mahavishnu. In one of those universes, we are staying. So, universal government, how it is established, that when in one of the videos I will explain that how the first living entity of any universe is Brahma. Brahma is called the creator, and also he is the servant of God. One of the living entities, they get the position of Brahma, and then in one day of Brahma stays for total 100 years, and one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus in one day. So now in this day of Brahma, we are currently running under the seventh Manu's reign. This is Vaivasvat Manu. So the creator, Brahma, he is given the task to populate this entire universe. So he creates different Prajapatis. Prajapatis are basically the progenitors, and they further create and populate the universe. So there are different departments in this universe, and all the demigods, They are called demigods or devatas. Devatas have been given responsibilities of different departments. Now, sometimes people ask this question why there are 33 crores of demigods or devatas in Hindu religion. Because they are not the supreme god. They are just the servant of the Supreme Lord. And just like in one government, like the government of India, there is one prime minister, and under him there are so many departments, and each department's portfolio has been given to one minister. And under that minister, there are other empowered living entities, like we find secretaries and we find the district magistrates. So the power comes down through the chain. And similarly, in the universal government, we find that there are different departments like the departments of a nation. Like when we talk about uh, electricity department, if you see in the universal government, you will find that the sun has been given the department for heat and light, like wealth. So we have a finance ministry. Similarly, in universal government, we have Lakshmi ji, who looks after the financial part. And you find Indra, he is water department. So from here you understand that all these planets, similarly, in this universal government, there are planets like Mars, Jupiter, Sun, Moon. There are living entities who are ruling those planets. For example, Sun as a globe, Sun as we see in the sky, it's a material ball. It's made up of fire element, and there is one living entity who is ruling that fire ball, the sun we call it. And this living entity is actually the, you can say, the presiding deity of sun planet. In our case, Vivaswan, he is the god of sun. So we see all these planets have one presiding deities, like Mars as a planet is there, and Mars as a personality is there. Now, they all have been given the responsibility to give us the reactions of our karma. Sometimes we do bad work, we commit sinful activities. To give reactions of these sinful activities, we have planets like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, and Mars. These planets take care of those parts of our reactions where we perform sinful activities. So you say like Sade Sati. So Sunny Sade Sati is for us to realize our responsibilities because because it might have happened in some lifetime we might not have uh, taken our responsibilities seriously. Now Shani's Mahadasha or Sade Sati, it tests us. It gives us hard conditions, difficult conditions, so that we realize, we learn from our experiences. As we say that Shani, he actually he rubs a person and makes him a diamond. So one who is ready to bear or tolerate the rigors or hardships of life given by Shani, he becomes very successful later. So all these planets, they have been given responsibilities to give us the fruits of our own past actions. So when we are born in a certain ascendant, like somebody is born in Mesh Lagna, ascendant is Lagna. It is the sign which was rising on the eastern horizon when we were taking birth. So this Rashi, it governs most of the parts of our life. or you can say all the parts of our life. How? Because it becomes your first house. Similarly, depending on the first house, the Rashi in the first house, we will have all the signs in a sequence. Like Aries, then second house will be Taurus, third house will be Gemini, fourth house will be Cancer, fifth house will be Leo, and so on. So at the moment when we are born, immediately that time itself, many of our prarabdha karmas are fixed. There are three types of karmas. First is called prarabdha karma, second is called aprarabdha karma, and third is sanchit karma. Prarabdha karma are the reactions of those actions which will fructify in this lifetime. Aprarabdha karmas are those karmas which will not fructify in this lifetime. And sanchit karma is the total bank balance which we have at present in this lifetime. For example, when a living entity is going to take birth, just before that, this living entity will have a sanchit karma. It will be decided before his birth that from this sanchit karma, how much will become prarabdha karma. So prarabdha karma will be those reactions which will come in this lifetime. For example, a person at the age of 30 will meet an accident. It is a prarabdha karma. Now this prarabdha karma will be decided before his birth. That at the age of 30, this living entity will meet an accident or will have a major surgery in life. Or he will lose his life partner. So there will be prarabdha karmas which will decide how we are going to face the reactions in this lifetime. And aprarabdha karma will be those karmas which will be part of sanchit karma, which will not fructify in this lifetime. Means for them to fructify, it is going to take more births. Like some of them will come in next lifetime, some of them will come in second from here, or some of them will come after 50 lifetimes. So it may so happen that not whatever you perform actions in this lifetime, reactions to those actions in this lifetime which you are performing may not come in this, the results will not come in this lifetime. Results will go to some other lifetime because the time for fructification has not yet happened. For example, if you slap someone, immediately you will get a slap back. This is the time of fructification of that slap, the karma of slapping someone. And if you do not study for your exam, then you will not fail immediately. You will fail after 1 year, right? So the time of fructification of you not performing your duty, it has taken 1 year for fructifying. Similarly, there will be some karmas which will not at all fructify in this lifetime. There is one story in Mahabharata when Dhritarashtra asked Krishna, why did I suffer the karma of death of my 100 children? Then he was told that 50 lifetimes back you were a hunter and you saw some two birds and their children. So these birds, the children of these birds, you killed all of them. They were 100, and uh, you actually punctured the eyes of these two birds. Now the reaction to this karma was that you will have 100 children, 100 sons, and they all will die, and you will be born blind. But for it to fructify, you should have enough punyas, enough auspicious uh, reactions, enough punya karma in your in your bank account that you can give birth to 100 sons. For you to collect that much karma, it has taken 50 lifetimes. So after 50 lifetimes, you are born as Dhritarashtra blind, and your 100 sons have been killed. So from here we can understand how complicated, how complex this these laws of karma are. So we have to understand one thing: this whole material world has been designed by Lord to make us realize that we do not belong here, and we have to immediately do a course correction and choose our path so that we do not take birth again. We go to the spiritual world. That is three-fourths of this creation. We are only in the one-fourth of the creation. That's why all these planets, some of them giving good results also, some of them giving bad results, they all are bringing the fruits of our own karma. So it is not their mistake, it is not their wickedness that they are giving us punishments. They are also giving us rewards. For your good deeds, good rewards are coming. For your bad deeds, bad punishments are coming. We have to understand this point that planets, they do not do anything on their own. They have been instructed by the Lord to work a, to make this process of karma work, laws of karma work. So it is not their mistake that they are giving us some punishments. It's our own karmas which are coming in this lifetime. So what may happen that through astrology, you will be able to know what kind of punishment is going to come in your bad dashas, and it will make you ready. Now, when you know it that some bad reaction is going to come because of your past sinful activities, now you should be ready for what will be your response. That is more important. So, through astrology, you come to know that there is some problem. There is some reaction of my past sinful activity. But now my response is in my hand. And from there, it will be decided what will be your future destiny. So whatever response you give to your uh, good reactions in your life, and whatever response you give to bad reactions in your life, that decides what will be your future reaction. For example, if somebody meets an accident, meets with an accident, and his leg is cut, now he can decide somebody can become really, really depressed and commit suicide, or somebody can take it as a challenge and do something which which is never done by a one-legged person. There is one person who climbed the Himalayan mountain, Mount Everest, with one leg, and he became very famous. So it was his free will that he decided to make this curse into boon. So we have to understand that we should always control our responses. We should be in control of our responses. And we should always try to go towards the Supreme Lord. Like these demigods, they are empowered living entities. All these Surya, Chandra, Indra, Varuna, Yama, all of these are empowered living entities by Lord. But the supreme controller, as per Bhagavad Gita, Krishna claims that he is the controller of all these demigods. He is worshipped by all these demigods. He is the one from whom they take instructions and advice. And they, whenever they are in problem, they go to him for help and support. So therefore, as per Bhagavad Gita, we must remember Krishna. We must chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So whatever astrology you understand, whatever astrological advices you take, one thing we should understand that all these reactions are having only one goal to bring me closer to Krishna. And if you start doing that, then automatically these reactions can also change. Krishna, as it is said in Brahma Samhita, Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam, that even the karmas, even the reactions of our karmas can be burnt by bhakti. So, with this, I would like to conclude, and I hope you understand that why these planets are doing what they are doing. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments box, and I will try to reply in my next video. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.